Okay, let's talk about parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that are parallel to each other and they never touch, like these that I've done in green. Okay, if they were intersecting, they would touch, like the vertical lines we just learned about. But these are parallel. And then when we cut them with another line that cuts both of these, we call this a transversal. Okay, now it creates some interesting properties. So let's look at that on the next slide. Notice we have the angles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to learn some special relationships about those. So first thing we learn is that alternate interior angles have the same measures. So 3 and 6 will be equal. Okay. We also know that, let me get a different color, 5 and 4 will be equal. Those are alternate interior. Now alternate exterior are equal. Okay, so interior means inside the parallel lines. Exterior means outside the parallel lines. So 1 and 8 will be equal. And I know that 7 and 2 will be equal. The last thing we're going to learn is about corresponding angles. Now, corresponding means they are in the same spot. So see how this one's on the top left and this one's on the top left when you consider this junction right here. So 1 and 5 are the same. Top right is 2 and 6. Those are going to be the same. 7 and 3 are going to be the same. And lastly, 4 and 8 are going to be the same measure. Now, one trick when I taught high school years ago is to tell the students that the small angles are all going to have the same measure, 2, 3, 6, 7. Okay, and the large angles are going to have the same measure, 1, 4, 5, 8. Those are all going to be the same. So let's try a problem. Example 5 says, find the measure of all the angles. So they told us that angle 1, okay, or actually they only gave us angle 8. And by the way, you guys, again, I know I pointed this out, but they use this symbol and I just use this symbol. They don't correlate well so with the math symbols in Mimia, so I have to draw my own. Okay, so now that you know that, let's keep going. They gave us the measure of angle 8. That's all they gave us. This one is 35. Well, if that's 35, this one's 35 because they're across from each other. So we know that one. Okay. We also know that alternate interior, this one's going to be 35. And then these are vertical again, so this one would be 35. Now we got to find the other side. So what you're going to do is you're going to take 35 and subtract it from 180. 180 minus 35 is 145. Now why did I pick 180? Because here we have angles that are on a line, right? And they add up to 180. Same thing up here, okay? So if this one's 35, this has to be 145. These are vertical, so this one is 145. These are alternate interior, so this one is 145. These are vertical, so this one is 145. Now we have the degrees of all of the angles in there.